Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday, last day of August. It's Judy Klock, and I am here in my Crafty Clock studios coming to you for another live demonstration. And tonight I have two fun cards planned for you. And I'm introducing a couple of items from the upcoming mini catalog, which will be available for you to shop from on September 6th, which is just a week away. That's Wednesday, folks. So it's almost here. So the wait is almost over. And my AirPods keep, I don't want to do that. I don't know what just happened. Quit music. There we go. All right. I don't know what I'm doing over here. Anyway, hey. So today I'm going to show you a couple of items from the mini catalog. We're going to be working with the More Wishes stamp set. And I always forget to do this. There we go. The More Wishes stamp set. And this coordinates really well with the old Biggest Wish stamp set. It's got the same kind of fonts, both print and script, so they pair well together because Biggest Wish has like the happy, and over here we've got the merry and Christmas and New Year. So it's with these two sets together, you're sure to cover like every single holiday throughout the year. Okay, so let's see what we've got for you today. How many of you caught my lesson at lunch on Tuesday, which was string pulling? So our first card is going to be really a simple stamping card. And we're going to use one of the backgrounds that I showed you how to make on Tuesday. This was done with string pulling. And if you haven't seen that video, please go back. Feel free to watch. Let me just bring this down just a little bit more. There we go. Hey, Claudette, how you doing today? So on Tuesday, I showed you how to do string pulling with just some ink refills and some twine. I can't even speak today. So we're going to use the backgrounds that we created on Tuesday. We're going to make a Happy New Year card. And then we're going to step it up. We're going to bring it up to Christmas. And we're going to introduce the Merry Merry Christmas Wishes. And we're going to use the new embossing folder. That's that new modern oval punch that is in the new mini catalog. And then this is the paper that is with the polar bear set, and I forget the name of it. Let's see the name, and I'll show you the paper in one second. This is Berry Christmas designer series paper, so we're going to use some of that. And I forget, this is like the embossing folder. I forget what the name of it is, but it's got like holly, Christmas, joyful presents, the little gingerbread men, some trees. So it's like Christmas words and images themed embossing folder. I don't know if you can see that. Let's bring it up a little closer so you could maybe see that a little bit better. All right, there we go. So let's take a look at that designer series paper. Now the colors in this paper include Balmy Blue. Let's see if I can read this off now. Balmy Blue, Crumb Cake, Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, Lemon Lolly, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Real Red, and Very Vanilla. So it's got quite a bit of colors to choose from. So this is the design we're going to be using tonight. And then this back is that's like green on green tone paper with a great little design. Got some trees and stripes and everything else. And we've got some snowflakes here, which this looks more like basic white than Very Vanilla. And you got the bear prints. Now this paper does coordinate with the polar bear stamp set and polar bear punch. Obviously I have this paper upside down. But isn't this cute? Kind of reminds me of the Coca-Cola bear a little bit, right? Got some trees there. Okay, another great just Christmas stripe. And some forest friends. So this would be cute, either to cut these out and use them as a bunch of friends. This is a great scene shot, right? You've got some great polar bears here. You could use this as a shadow box. Maybe pair this with the Stars at Night dies. Cut a whole bunch of different dies out of like gold foil and just put them on there so the bears are looking at the stars. Very cute. And then this is the one, I believe, that this polar bear here coordinates with the punch. It's either this one or this one. I forget which one. But one of them will coordinate with the polar bear punch. So, and just some really pretty blue stripes on the back. Did I show you the back of I don't think I showed you the back of the polar bear one. But again, just like little snowflakes. Okay, so that's the designer series paper that we're going to be working with. It's Berry Berry Christmas. So for our first card, again, this is really a very simple stamping card. So like I said, on Tuesday, I showed you how to do the string pulling. So I've got here a base of Starry Sky. And for the string pulling, I use Starry Sky, Tahitian Tide, and Parakeet Party. So I've got a piece of basic white for the inside. There is our design. This was a mirror, because when you do them, you have a mirror one. So this is a mirror of that one. So we're going to go ahead and put that there. Let me pull in my Stampin' Pierce mat, because we are going to want this because we have photopolymers. So from the Biggest Wish stamp set, I am going to use the Happy, and I'm going to stamp that in Parakeet Party. Okay, so we've got our Happy, and this is from the Biggest Wish. So you'll see why these work really well, because this is going to be the same exact font as the Merry. So there, oh, that's kind of crooked. Let's see if we can stamp that a little bit straighter. All right. So if you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and put down hashtag replay and tell me where you're tuning in from. I like to see where everybody is. I'm in Middletown, Virginia, in the Shenandoah Valley, not too far from the West Virginia border. So we're pretty far out there. And then on the inside, I'm going to stamp New Year. So I put the New Year on one block, and as you can see, you want to make sure that you use the right size block, not one that's too big or too small. If it's too big, you might end up with like ink on the sides. And you always want to just go, let me see if I can do this, like just tap, tap, tap. You don't really need to press down really hard on the ink pad. If you just go tap, tap, tap and are gentle, you'll get good coverage. And then same thing here, straight down, straight up. Okay. And hopefully avoid those halos, and because like I said, halos only look good on angels, not on your cards. All right, so now we're ready to assemble our card. And again, this is a pretty basic one, and the most involved part would be the string pulling, and I'm not going to do it again tonight because we did it on Tuesday. That video is there for you. You can go back. It's one of my lesson at lunch videos. It's about 8 minutes, so it's not going to take you a long time. Helps if you take the cover off the Stampin' Seal. It won't take you a long time to watch the video and see how to do the string pulling technique to get these interesting backgrounds. And just, pick some colors of ink that you like and go from there. So there we've got our inside. Now we're going to put our, now I can put this here. Maybe I'll put that there, and we'll put our Happy up there. So that's the beauty of this, is that there's no right way to put this design on. It's however you want it to go. I could put it so that that white space is at the bottom. I'm going to put it so the white space is at the top, just because I like that. Now for my sample card, I split this in half, and then I'm like, I don't really like the way that looks. So for here, I'm just going to kind of layer it like that. Okay, just to give it that little tiny pop of color. So I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal on the back here, and then I'm just going to just kind of see where I want. I'm going to put it a little bit off center. Okay, so then we've got that. So it's just going to be a little bit of that blue peeking out, but that will be enough to kind of offset it from some of that white space. And I'm going to pop some dimensionals on here, maybe like, I don't know, 3 or so. Kind of a, all right, we'll try that and we'll see how that goes. All right, so we're going to pop that right there. Now I also have the In Color Pearls. Let's add some of these, and we can pick any color we want. We can use Parakeet Party, we can use Tahitian Tide, we can use Starry Sky, but since I am a green fan, I like the greens, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop some Parakeet Party Pearls on there. I'm going to take my pick tool, I'm just going to pop like 3 of these on, kind of no rhyme or reason to where I'm putting them. Oop, go, there we go. And maybe just one more. Come on, you little. And maybe, I don't know, maybe put one more. What do you think? Over there? We'll put it over there. And that is our first set. Our first card using the More Wishes stamp set. Well, actually, we used both. We used the biggest wish for the happy, and we used the More Wishes for the new year. So that is card number 1. Let's go ahead and take a look at that card number 2. So for the base, I have our Real Red. It's 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. I've got a piece of basic white here that we're going to stamp our Christmas wishes on. And I've got, again, I use that modern oval punch. I punched out a piece of basic white. I'm going to put the Merry on there. And then I've sort of already run this through our Stamp Cut and Emboss machine with that new embossing folder. Did I leave it over there? So this is not a 3D embossing folder. So you use this one with the 2 clear plates. But, you know, it's really cute. It's got a lot of different Christmas words and images on it. So I kind of like it. It'd be good for really anything. So I think it's just right here to just give us a little bit of dimension and to add a little bit of interest to really what's a pretty basic card. So let me go ahead. Let's stamp the inside with Real Red. We're going to stamp Christmas wishes. And I'm going to, again, just stamp, tap, tap, tap. Christmas wishes. That's what I love about some of these. You can actually put them on the same block at the same time and just stamp them both. All right, and then on our oval, we're going to stamp Merry. And then I want to add a little bit of color. I'm going to smooth that out of the way for a minute. I'm going to add a little bit of color around the edge of that. And there's a couple of ways you can do it. Let me just make sure. Merry. Okay. So if you have a sponge dauber, you can put your sponge dauber on your finger and add some color that way. My sponge dauber is, they're all the way across the room, so I'm not going to use them. So I'm just going to take this, I'm just going to dip the end in my ink pad, roll it around, okay, just like that. And that will add just a little tiny bit of ink around the edges. And to me, I think that's just enough to kind of set it off when we add it to our card. So let's go ahead, now that we've got all this done, let's go ahead and assemble our card. All right, so going to put this on the inside. Some of you know I have my Stampin' Pierce mat underneath my scrap paper. All right, let's go ahead and add that. Okay, now, because this is embossed, I usually use liquid glue because sometimes the tear and tape will tear the embossed cardstock. So whenever I'm working with embossed pieces, I prefer to use the liquid glue. It's a little bit messy, and this is kind of at the end, but I think we have enough to at least get through this card. Maybe not. We're definitely towards the end. It might be the end. There we go. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and add this. I'm going to add this to the bottom of my embossed piece. Okay, and this is 1.5 inch by 5 1/4 inches. Okay, so just enough. That. All right, press it down. The good thing is the liquid glue sets pretty quickly, so you don't really have to worry about it too much. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add, again, some liquid glue here. Make sure you get the corners really well because you don't want them lifting up. So make sure you get some glue in the corners, not too much. You don't want it to like come out the edges. So just, you know, if it gets too much, just kind of spread it out a little bit. So hopefully it doesn't, like that's a lot. Let's hopefully get that. Okay, let's go ahead and add this to our card front. All right. Trying to be careful as I handle it so I don't get glue all over my fingers. Liquid glue is not my favorite adhesive because I'm just so messy with it, but it really is a great adhesive when you're doing like when you've got the embossed pieces or you're doing like boxes or three-dimensional products. Liquid glue and tear and tape are great for like boxes and other three-dimensional type projects that you may be working on. All right, so we've got that. Let's go ahead and add some dimensionals to the back of our oval, a little sentiment oval here. Add 2. And then I didn't want to cover up the little gingerbread man, so I kind of put it off to the side on the right. And I'm going to add, these are some other embellishments from the Berry Christmas collection. These are adhesive backed glitter sequins. It's balmy blue, old olive, and white. So we can choose whatever color we want. Let's go with the white this time. Let's put the white on there. Let's see how that looks. I'm going to put a big one over here. We'll put, I don't know, a little one maybe over there. And we've got that little flower up there. Let's put one kind of in the center of that flower. And that is our second card featuring the More Wishes stamp set. Like I said, the More Wishes, this is available beginning September 2nd. The Biggest Wish is in our annual catalog. These two pair perfectly together. They are perfect complements. The More Wishes will be available on September 6th. I'll drop a link to shop my website down below. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. But these are the two cards we did tonight. We did the Christmas card featuring the More Wishes, and we did Merry Christmas Wishes. We used the Modern Oval Punch, which is also in the mini catalog. We used the Berry Christmas Designer Series paper, also in the mini catalog. And the Christmas embossing folder. What is the name of that embossing folder? That's going to drive me crazy. Well, let me look it up real quick. That is, of course, I can't find it right now. That is, oh my goodness, what is the name of that silly embossing folder? That is the Christmas Tidings. This is the Christmas Tidings embossing folder. Over here again, like I said, words of Christmas, Christmas images, so a cute little embossing folder. We use that on the old olive. And then for here, again, we use the background I created on Tuesday when I did the string pulling. So if, like I said, if you haven't watched that video, go ahead and watch that video from Tuesday. It's about 8 minutes, and we'll talk about string pulling and show you how we did that to get these funky backgrounds. That's it for me, everyone. I hope you have a great weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. Enjoy your 3-day weekend. Get plenty of rest. Enjoy these last few days of summer as we hold on to summer with everything we've got, because you know, once September 1st hits, the rest of the year is basically over in the blink of an eye. You like the second card? Thank you, Claudette. I'm glad that you like that. I had fun with it. And I hope you guys have fun when you're here with me. I love inviting you into my studio, into my home. And thank you for letting me share this with you and to come into your home and share my creativity with you. So thank you for that, everyone. I greatly appreciate your support. If you haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And I think that's it for me because I'm losing my AirPod. So happy stamping, everyone. I'll see you next week. Enjoy the weekend. Bye now.